Hey guys, welcome back to Melissa Makes It. Today is the monumental task of cute. I've got all of these, let me see, I'm not really, all of these little teeny tiny pumpkin bases. Feel free to reference my video. Maybe I'll put a link in the comments. I've got two videos up. There's one that kind of shows you how I make these bases for the pumpkins. And then I've got one that shows you how to do, how I do the final details and stuff on top, which is what we're gonna do today for all of these little guys. There's so many of them. I started out with just doing orange ones, and then I kind of thought, no, we gotta have some variety here. So I added a bunch of green ones, and then after I got the green ones done, I was like, it would be kind of cute if they had matching purple ones. So I did a bunch of purple ones too. This project has just kind of grown right around itself. So you can see I also have some different variations of orange here. And while the base doesn't super matter because it's mostly going to get covered up with this top final layer we're going to do today, I do specifically make the pumpkins in sets of 3. Kind of has like a Holy Trinity vibe. So I like to make sure that they get that each set stays with itself. See, like these ones all kind of looked like the same colors, but I'm missing one. So we got 3 and 3. And I kind of somewhat stick to like a tall skinny one, a little baby one, and like a regular round like Cinderella pumpkin is generally the trio that I make. But you know, things turn out different as you go along. So we've got those 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay. Then we gotta get the matching, can you see it? My little bag that I keep all my wool roving in. Let's kind of start with the purple. I know the purple had, these were the 3 main colors I used for it. So, literally the exact same process as I outline in the make a needle felted pumpkin with me, the details. I am just going to do a teeny tiny bit. These pumpkins are quite a bit smaller than those ones were, so I need a lot less of the fluff, but I'm just going to follow that exact same process for all of these pumpkins. As I kind of close in on the end of these purple ones here, the thought occurred to to really point out the process, I guess. Like, if you look at this pumpkin base, he looks a little rough. He looks pretty sad. And gosh, I think that's kind of important because especially my own journey and talking to a lot of other crafters and artists and stuff over the years, or maybe specifically the ones that don't start because they don't think that they are good enough to sell their work, or really just a big amount of in their own way comparing where they're at to others. And I came across, honestly, I don't remember if it was a quote or I don't think it was advice from someone that I knew, but there's this concept that when you are looking at your own art, of course it looks handmade. Of course it looks homemade and not professional, because A, what really is the difference? But B, you were there for the process. Like, you are the one that saw all of the individual steps that came together at the end. And so of course you think it's easy or too simple to be taken seriously in like a professional setting. Like, oh, no one would ever buy that because it just looks so simple. But it's all really a matter of perspective, right? What is it? What is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly, or something like that, you know? And just because you think it's some kind of way doesn't mean that someone else does. There's always going to be people before where you're at in the process, and there's always going to be people after where you're at in the process. And gosh, especially if you guys have listened to any of my quote collector club videos, you're gonna know that I have like one of my core beliefs is that each one of us really only has like one main responsibility in our lifetime, and that is to be the most you like that you can, because you don't know who you are or what you are. You don't know who what you are is going to inspire, right? And what you might think is too simple to sell could actually be like, I don't know, like the keepsake that helps someone get through like a major like depression episode in their life. Or it could be something that they anchor a really big personal like milestone or experience to. And if you hadn't pushed through your own insecurities about putting yourself out there, like, you wouldn't have been able to help provide that other person that experience. And I think a lot of time, especially in how digital the world is now and how much shopping and stuff is done online, you might never know. I remember the absolute first bow tie I ever sold. A handmade like pre-tied bow tie. It was white and had little blue like puppy paw prints on it. And I remember just being ecstatic at that at my first bow tie sale, and how excited I was for the guy that bought it. I definitely still have his name written down somewhere, but it's been years. It's been probably almost 2 decades ago. And there was also, it was my first set of stacking rocks that I sold. I made these super simplistic like flat fold bags, and the first set, it was just a set of, all my stacking rock sets are locally sourced from kind of around the city where I live and out in like the outskirts and whatnot. See, look how much better she's looking with that next step on there. You wouldn't even tell how bad she was underneath. But the first set of stacking rocks that I sold, it was on Etsy, and the customer messaged me saying how grateful she was for that set of stacking rocks, because for her it was a memorial of her father who had just passed away, and she didn't know how she was gonna commemorate him because he was buried. She didn't have ashes and stuff to keep in her house, and she bought the set of stacking rocks and had them displayed with the bag that I made up on her mantle, because that was like a special thing that they shared. And I'm telling you guys, when I first posted my set of stacking rocks, that was not something that I had even fathomed was possible for something so simple to carry such a great meaning for somebody. So you just really don't know. All you should do is follow your desire, right? Follow the thing that you have the most desire to do each and every moment within the confines of your own personal integrity. And so, I mean, just that. Honestly, it would be kind of cool, maybe share in the comments. Share in the comments if you guys have any other similar stories, like on your crafting or like your making journey, anything like that is super inspirational, because then you also don't know who's going to read the comments on this video and what they're going to get from it too. You're kind of obligated. You're obligated if you have something to share to go type it in the comments right now. But that's also something else that I kind of learned starting this whole YouTube channel and stuff is I never really spent much time online before, but now that I've like made this channel and I'm like growing it and whatnot, I didn't realize how impactful it was to interact with videos, and even like just liking them or like subscribing to like this channel, or anyone, like if you've watched a video or two of theirs and you like them, like subscribing is super, super helpful to, well, I'm sure you guys have heard it, the like the algorithm to keep things going with YouTube, to tell YouTube to like keep pushing your videos and stuff. And I just kind of retroactively want to get in my time machine and go back and interact with so many like how-to videos and channels and like different things that I have used over the years, but I just had no idea. So spread the word, I guess, for if you know anyone that doesn't spend much time online, that, you know, even if they're on there, like just that one simple like really does make a difference.